Students, welcome to the class. This is Dr. Sanjana Sharma from the Department of English. In our last class, we came to know about the life and literary achievement of G.K. Chesterton. In this class, we will begin the text of the essay on the pleasures of no longer being very young by G.K. Chesterton. So let us begin the essay. There are advantages in the advance through middle age into later life which are very seldom stated in a sensible way. Generally, they are stated in a sentimental way, in a general suggestion that all old men are equipped with beautiful snowy beards like Father Christmas and rejoice in unfathomable wisdom like Nestor. So what happens? What is the general opinion of society about old age or old people? We think that old people, they are wise. We associate old age with wisdom and intelligence. And what else is associated with old age? The physical appearance. We usually think that old people have a white beard, just like Santa Claus. You know about Santa Claus. He comes at the occasion of Christmas and he gives gifts to the children. You must have seen his photo wearing a red dress, a red cap, and having a white flowing beard. So Chesterton gives us an example of Nestor. And who was this Nestor? Nestor was a Greek legend hero, the eldest and the wisest of the Greek chieftains who besieged Troy. In your junior classes, you must have heard about Helen of Troy. So, what do? We think that being old means wise and a physical appearance that is different from the youthful people, having white hair, grey hair, and a flowing beard. All this has caused the young people to be skeptical about the real advantages of old people, and the true statement of those advantages sound like paradox. I would not say that old men grow wise, for men never grow wise, and many old men retain a very attractive childishness and cheerful innocence. What else we think about old age? We think that old people, they are wise, they are intelligent, they are more sensible, they are sober, they are serious. But it is not true all the time. With all the old people, this thing can't be associated. Even in old age, some people, they are full of exuberance, they are full of excitement. They behave like children. Elderly people are often much romantic than young people and sometimes even more adventurous, having begun to realize how many things they do not know. So, we usually think that elderly people, they are sober, they are simple. But in reality, some old people, they are exuberant, full of excitement. Sometimes they are more adventurous than the youthful people. And in their later life, they become more adventurous. Why? Because they think that there is so much to be achieved, so much is to be experienced in this life. It is a true proverb, no doubt, which says, there is no fool like an old fool. Perhaps there is no fool who is half so happy in his own fool's paradise. But, however, this may be. It is true that the advantages of maturity are not those which are generally urged even in praise of it. And when they are truly urged, they sound like an almost comic contradiction. So essays say that usually what we do, we think that these are the particular qualities of old people. Essays wants us to think about the other part of the old age. In the coming lines, he tries to show what are the advantages that could be associated with old age. For instance, one pleasure attached to growing older is that many things seem to be growing younger, growing fresher and more lively than we once supposed them to be. We begin to see significance, or in other words, to see life in a large number of traditions, institutions, maxims and codes of manners that seem in our first days to be dead. So he says, when we grow old, we attain a new vision. We develop a new way of thinking. How it happens? Because as we grow old, we come to realize this thing, that traditions, institutions of society, maxims, proverbs, codes of manners, they are true. They are to be followed. A young man grows up in a world that often seems to him intolerably old. He grows up among proverbs and precepts that appear to be quite stiff and senseless. He seems to be stuffed with things to be given the stones of death instead of bread of life, to be fed on the dust of dead past, to live in a town of tombs. So, when we are youthful, when we are in our young age, we think that proverbs, they are unnecessary. Traditions, they are obsolete. They should be removed. They should be deleted. We think that conventions, they are obsolete. They are unnecessary. We treat institutions, traditions and such things as a hindrance. We treat them as hurdle. We think that they stop us from making progress in our life. And we want them that they should come to an end abruptly. This is our thinking when we are in our youth. So we treat institutions, traditions, conventions as hurdles. We treat them as a hindrance. So essays say that it is a very natural mistake, but it is a mistake. The advantages of advancing years lie in discovering that traditions are true and therefore alive. Indeed, a tradition is not even traditional except when it is alive. So he says that as we advance in our life, we realize that yes, traditions are necessary, conventions are necessary, and they are not dead, they are not outdated, they are alive. They make us live a better life on this earth. The code of manners, they make us behave properly. They stop us from being a beast. So all the conventions, traditions, all the old things that we think in our youthful age to be dead, and we think that they should come to an end, when we advance in our life, when we are in the later years of our life, like 50s, 60s and 70s, we think that yes, they are true, they are alive, they are necessary, and we all should follow it. Students, in our next class, we will continue the textual analysis of this essay. Thank you very much.